You walk through the door, your dog sees you, and instead of running to you, or barking, or jumping around, they stop. They put their front paws forward on the floor, slowly drop their chest down, lift their back end up, hold that position for just a second, then look up at you. Most people just smile, think it's a stretch, put their bag down and move on. But psychologists who study how dogs talk to humans have a special name for what just happened. They call it the greeting bow. And what it actually means is something most dog owners never find out in their whole life. By the end of this video, you will never see that moment the same way again. Here is the thing about that movement. We have all seen it. We all thought we knew what it was. Just a stretch, a little loosening up after a nap, nothing to think about. That makes sense, because when humans stretch, it is purely physical. Muscles, bones, nothing more. So when a dog does something that looks the same, we assume it means the same thing. But there is one big problem with that. The greeting bow does not happen just any time. It does not happen when your dog wakes up alone. It does not happen in an empty room. It does not happen before eating or on a walk or outside with nobody around. It happens only when your dog sees you. Just that one fact changes everything. And here is the question that dog psychologists keep coming back to. One that is still hard to fully answer. Why does your dog only do this when they see you? Stay with me. Because what psychologists found when they actually studied this is not easy to ignore. 3 things, each one bigger than the last. The first is about trust. When a dog does the greeting bow, front legs forward, chest low, back end up, they are showing the softest part of their body, the belly, the parts that any animal keeps hidden when they feel in danger. Dogs do not show this to someone they are scared of. Psychologists say this is a trust move, not an accident, not a habit, a real choice, made the moment your dog sees your face. The second is about a chemical in the brain. In 2015, psychologists in Japan tested a feel-good bonding chemical called oxytocin in both dogs and their owners during different moments together. Just by looking into each other's eyes, nothing else, the owners' levels went up by almost 300%. The dogs went up by more than 57%. The greeting bow happens right at the start of this. It is your dog's way of opening that connection, and your body responds to it, even if you never noticed. Let that sink in. Your dog bows. You look at each other, and your brain releases the same chemical that makes humans feel close and bonded, at almost 3 times the normal level. That is not just a cute thing. The third is about who the bow is actually for. Psychologists who study dog body language found that the greeting bow is almost always aimed at the people the dog feels closest to. Strangers get barking, sniffing, jumping. The people a dog truly trusts get the bow. It is not something dogs do with everyone. It has to be earned. Your dog waits until they see you, lowers their body into a position where they are completely open and unprotected, causes a chemical reaction in both of you, and does none of this for anyone else. That is not a stretch. That is your dog telling you something. But here is the part most dog videos never talk about. Not every stretch is a greeting bow. Dogs do stretch normally. After sleeping, after sitting too long, before a run. Those are just physical. Context tells you the difference. The greeting bow only happens in one moment, right when your dog first sees you after any time apart. Even a short time. You were upstairs. You just came home. Your dog sees your face and bows. That timing is the key. Here is the uncomfortable part. Dog psychologists are clear that dogs pay close attention to whether the signals they send are noticed or ignored. If your dog bows and you are already walking to the kitchen, already on your phone, you missed it. Not just once, probably many times without realizing. And over time, dogs whose signals go unnoticed start doing it less. Not because they trust you less, but because they have learned the signal will not get a response. The greeting bow is not just a sign of how your dog feels about you today. It is a record of every time you noticed and every time you did not. To understand why this matters so much, you need to know where it came from. Wolves, the animals dogs came from, do not do this with humans. You will not find a wolf doing a greeting bow when it sees a familiar person. That behavior does not exist in wolves. Showing that kind of openness toward a human is not something wolves do. It is something dogs learn to do. Psychologists who studied the history of dogs found that over thousands of years, the dogs that stayed close to humans were not just the ones who could put up with people. They were the ones who actually understood people. Dogs that could read human faces. Dogs that knew what it meant when a person pointed. Dogs that could feel when a human was sad or scared. A study covering 15,000 years of this history said this ability to understand humans is the single biggest thing that separates dogs from every other animal in their family. 15,000 years. One of the longest friendships between two different species that has ever existed. And the greeting bow came out of that friendship. It only appears when a dog has spent enough time with one specific person to feel truly, completely safe. Dog psychologists have debated for a long time whether dogs feel something like love. Not just loyalty, not just habit, but something close to what we actually mean when we use that word. Most psychologists are careful about saying it directly. It is a big claim. But here is what the data actually shows. Dogs pick specific people. They trust certain humans in ways they do not trust others. Their brains react to those people in ways that look very similar to how human brains react when bonding. They change their behavior based on whether those people respond to them. And they have been doing this for 15,000 years. The greeting bow is not proof that your dog loves you, but it is the closest thing to a sentence your dog knows how to say. And your dog has been saying it every time you walk through the door. So what should you actually do? It does not have to be a big deal. First, just stop. When your dog bows, do not keep moving. Look at them. Get down to their level if you can. You are answering them, which is exactly what they were hoping for. 10 seconds. That is all. Second, notice who they do it for. If you live with other people, watch whether your dog does this with everyone or only certain people. That difference is real. It is about who they feel safest with, and the bow will tell you more than almost anything else. Third, if a dog you have never met greets you with a bow, pay attention. That is rare. It means something. So the next time you come home and your dog stops, puts their paws forward, and slowly drops into that low, quiet bow, do not keep walking. Stand there. Because what you are looking at is not your dog's body loosening up. It is your dog saying the only thing they know how to say when they feel something they have no words for. They are saying, "You are my person. I have decided you are safe. I am not hiding anything from you." The question worth thinking about is not what the bow means. It is this. How many times has your dog said that to you, and you thought it was just a stretch and kept walking? If this changed the way you see your dog, there is one more behavior most people completely misread. It is about where your dog chooses to sleep, and what that is actually telling you. That video is linked right here.